But right now, we are getting you ready for holiday entertaining. Now, this year, our friends at Walmart are helping you stay on budget with their holiday meal for 10 people that comes in at under $8 a person. I know. It is a holiday miracle, let me tell you. Now, this holiday meal includes a frozen turkey, stuffing, gravy, cranberry sauce, veggies, buns, potatoes, dessert. You got it all. Honestly, this looks amazing. Our food team did such a great job making Christmas dinner. For basically 10 in the morning, always good. Now, not only can you get all of the food that you need for your holiday meal from Walmart, you can also find all the entertaining essentials. So just scan the QR code on your screen to start your shopping. Now, I need to talk about the elephant in the room, and that is that frozen turkey. Because I think a lot of people get that frozen turkey home, and they're like, what do I do now? So I wanted to walk through a little bit of a turkey 101 situation, just to get you ready for the big day. So first off, buying the bird. How much should I buy? Typically, if I'm buying a whole bird, I go with around 1.5 pounds per person. That's gonna be enough for the big day, but it's also gonna leave enough for leftovers. If you think about it, when you buy a whole turkey, you're not just buying the meat, you're buying everything that comes with it. So not necessarily people are gonna have 1.5 pounds to eat, but it's gonna be perfect again for the night and leftovers. Now, the big thing I think that it's maybe too late, how to thaw that turkey. That's always a tricky thing. Now, there are 2 easy ways to safely thaw your turkey. There's one in the refrigerator, and 2, you could do it in cold water. Now, the refrigerator route is the simplest and safest method, but you will need to plan well ahead because it takes a bit of a while. We're talking 1 whole day for every 4 to 5 pounds of turkey that bird is doing. So if you have like a 20-pound turkey, that's gonna take like 5 days, which is a good long time. Now, once that turkey is fully thawed though, it can remain in your fridge for a day or 2 before cooking, which is great for those pre-planners. For those not pre-planners out there, if you don't have time, maybe you just don't have room in your fridge, there is a quicker way, and you can use cold water. But to do this, you do need to babysit that bird a little bit. You're gonna leave the turkey in its leak-proof kind of packaging just to prevent cross-contamination and ensure it doesn't absorb all that water. Then you're gonna fill a big bin. I don't care what bin it is, but it's a big bin. It could be a cooler even. Fill it with cold water, then submerge that turkey. And I like to weigh mine down just to make sure it's nice and covered. Now, for this method, you have to change that water fully every 30 minutes. So you're really babysitting it. But your turkey will thaw in about 30 minutes per pound. So a lot quicker than like, you know, a day for 4 pounds. It's a good thing. Now, once your turkey is thawed, if you do the cold water method, you do need to cook it immediately because you can't store it in the fridge. So again, it's for last minute Larrys out there. Always a good thing. Now, if you're roasting your turkey, I always suggest having an instant digital probe thermometer to pop in there. That's gonna make it foolproof and perfect. You're looking for 165 Fahrenheit. And my final tip, and this is a tip for you and the turkey, you gotta rest. Just take a rest. It's fine. Resting yourself will make you feel better and always make you a lot cooler. But resting your turkey will also ensure it's gonna be super juicy. Just loosely tent it with aluminum foil. And honestly, you can set your turkey aside for at least 45 minutes to an hour. It's gonna stay nice and hot. It's not gonna get cold. The juices are gonna redistribute and it's gonna be perfect. Now, I know that was a lot of information, so don't worry. We put some stuff up online so you can access all of this. Just scan the QR code on your screen to help find all these tips, as well as some detailed info on thawing and cook times on our website. So really exciting, super delicious. And as you can see over here, you can make a delicious holiday meal with these items as they are. But I wanted to show you how to kind of amp up some of these ingredients just with pantry staples that you already have on hand, just to give a little more oomph to that holiday meal. So the first thing we're gonna make is creamed corn, my personal fave. How do we feel about creamed corn? Listen. It's delicious, it's so good. So I've got my pan here over about medium heat, and we're gonna start off with a little bit of butter. You could also do oil if you wanted to. You just wanna use some sort of fat. Any sort of oil you've got. To be honest, butter is always a go in my household, but again, whatever you have on hand. We're gonna go into the pan with about a tablespoon of butter. Let that melt down. And then I wanna add in, oh, we're getting brown butter. That's free flavor right there. That's always good. Then into there, we're gonna go in with some garlic. Now, if you have fresh garlic, I'd go with 2 or 3 of those cloves. If you don't have fresh garlic, you could use powdered. And if you don't have powdered, you could also do a little bit of onion. Just half of an onion in here would be beautiful. So give that a stir just to combine. You can season that up a little bit as well with some salt and pepper. But now we're gonna go in with our corn. So I've got a bag of frozen corn here. I'm just gonna split it open. I'm gonna dump the whole thing in, which is always a good sound. Frozen corn into a hot pan. Now we're cooking, that's a good thing. All right, give that a stir. And then you just wanna let that corn cook down for about a minute or two just to remove some of that frostiness. Give that a nice stir. And now we need to add the kind of creamy ingredients into here. Now, you don't necessarily have to use whipping cream. So what you wanna do is add a little bit of help to allow that mixture to thicken up. So I'm gonna go in with a tablespoon of flour. You can use any type of flour you've got. I've got all-purpose here. Typically, that's what people have on hand. But if you only have bread flour or cake and pastry, that'll work as well. Scatter that in. Even a little gluten-free flour would work here. Give that a stir. And again, you wanna let that toast for about a minute or two just to cook off that raw flour flavor. Essentially what we're doing here is making a bit of a roux on this corn. So now we're gonna add in our creamy ingredients. So I've got milk here. You could also have cream. You could even do a mixture of milk or cream or a little bit of chicken stock or vegetable stock. That'll still thicken up beautifully. I'm gonna go in with cream, let's be honest. Okay. You need about, I'm gonna say 2 to 3 cups just to get it nice and creamy and beautiful. Give that a stir to combine, and then you wanna cook that down over that medium heat for about 5 to 6 minutes, just until it's thickened and everything is nicely cooked. Once that happens, you get something that looks like this, which is an absolute dream. Look at that go. Oh my gosh, that smells beautiful. Now, to really finish this off, if you have anything hanging around, like, I don't know, some cheese, I always do, chuck in about half a cup of cheese, whether it's grated Parm, grated cheddar, a little Gruyere would be beautiful, even some crumbled feta would be absolutely beautiful. Give that a stir in, and you are in for an absolute treat. Okay, I'm thrilled about that. We're gonna set that aside to let it do its thing, but now we're gonna move on to carrots. I love a carrot, always a classic on a holiday table, but I wanted to jazz these up. So these are just baby carrots that we got. We chopped them in half or cut them into nice little wedges. And I boiled them off in salted water for about 4 minutes. So now what I wanna do is I'm gonna sweeten and spice these up a little bit. So into there, we're gonna go in again with a bit of butter, maybe about a tablespoon. You could also do a little bit of oil, but basically what we wanna do is make like a nice kind of sweet and spicy glaze onto here. So in goes that butter, looking great. Then we're gonna go in with something sweet. Now you can use whatever you have on hand. You could do brown sugar, you could do honey. I'm gonna go maple syrup because it's my personal fave. Just a little glug of that, just to give a little bit of deliciousness. And then you wanna add in your spices. And again, world is your oyster, or your spice cupboard is your oyster, if that makes sense. You could do cinnamon, you could do nutmeg, you could do cumin, coriander. I'm gonna do a little bit of cumin, one of my favorites on carrots, as well as a little bit of that beautiful nutmeg, which I don't have a pocket today, so sorry everybody. I don't know, you know what, I put it in here. Do I have it in a house? Oh, my houses don't have it in it. Give it a little bit in. Nutmeg and cumin are such a good combination. Give that a little bit of a toss just to combine. And honestly, you've upgraded those carrots, a little bit of herb in there as well, and you are in for a treat. These look absolutely beautiful. It's gonna amp up that holiday feast. There you have it, holiday on a budget. Always good, and the whole family will love it. Hey, Mary here. What did you think? Drop your comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more of the good stuff.